Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We're going to finish up Yrl Division 1 championship race here at Homestead, Miami, Florida. And let's introduce the final four. Going for the championship is Chris Stratton, Delaware in that 76 car. Going for the championship is 64 Philip Reynolds, 23 of Glenn B, and 55 of Trouble is our final four drivers. So let's shuffle up the cards here, see what starting position these playoff drivers will get for the championship race. Remember, it doesn't have to win the race. Whoever is the best finisher out of these four will be your champion for season 8. Alrighty. Shuffle them one more time here. And let's give these cards a shuffle, put them in the hat. Get our starting line up for the playoff drivers. And here we go. Starting 12th will be Philip Reynolds in the 64 car. Okay. Starting 13th will be Glenn B in the 23. Starting 11th. They're all starting right together so far. Is Trouble in the 55. And let's see where Chris is going to start at. And Chris is starting 7th in that 76 car. So right now, if this race would end, Chris would be your champion. But we got 25 turns to go here at Miami Homestead. 250 miles. Phillips is in the house. Okay, we'll shuffle the cards up here and get the rest of the starting grid for this last and final race of the season. Shuffle the drivers up here. And then we also got to figure out at the end of this race the 5 drivers going down to Division 2. And I'll put the final drivers in the description and in a comment. The 5 drivers that'll be going down to Division 2. If you go to the channel, you can see the last race of Division 2. See the 5 drivers moving on up. And we'll put these guys in the hat. Shuffle them around a little bit and let's get the starting line up here for this Miami 250. Here we go. Starting 14th will be Darla in the 14. That'd be a lucky number for her. Starting on the outside pole is Devin OG in the 28. Starting 10th will be Hammer Time in the 34. Starting fourth will be the 0-0 of Frank. Starting 16th will be yours truly, Dwayne Martz, in the 21. Starting 18th will be H. Hess in the 88. Starting 24th will be Demos in the 17. Starting 32nd will be Candy in the 68. Starting 41st will be Double D in the Deuce. Starting 21st will be Sean D in the 33. Starting third will be Paul Govier in the 55. Starting eighth will be Danny and Gray in the 42. Starting 33rd will be Michael B in the 1. Starting on the pole will be Roger Ward in the 24. Starting 15th be Reynolds, Sarah Reynolds in the 97. Starting 19th will be Matt in the 59. Starting 20th will be Zoom in the 4. Starting 40th will be Parks in the 88. Starting 25th will be D. Scott in the 13. Starting 6th will be Dez in the 96. Starting 26th, on the 6 is coming up, is the 79 of JB. Starting 5th, last driver in the top group, Keith. Avalon in the 1. Starting 23rd, be Fan-O-Matic in the 19. Starting 30th, it's Michael P in the 73. Starting 22nd, it's going to be MP Fox in the 12. Starting 17th, Steve R in the 25. Starting 29th, it's Tim in the 26. Starting 36th will be Jim Cutter in the 68. Starting 27th will be P-Jet in the 44. Starting 39th will be Keith White in the 17. Starting 42nd will be Bobby in the 20 car. Starting 34th will be Elvis in the 00. Starting 31st be Alan Shaw in the 11. Starting 28th will be G-Puck. His last race as the champion here. We will have a new champion after this race. Starting shotgun in last be Eddie in the 9 car. Nowhere to go but up. Starting 37th. Be Glenn P. in the 4. Starting 35th. Will be Troy Carter in the 55. Starting 38th. Be Ken in the 92. And starting 9th will be Bobby in the 69. Alrighty, let's go over the starting grid here for the Miami 250, our championship race. You got Ward on the 24, the pole sitter. Outside pole in the 28 is OG. Starting 3rd, Paul in the 55, 4th. Frank in the 00, 5th. Avalon in the 1, starting 6th. Dez in the 96, starting 7th. Our playoff driver in the 76, Chris, starting 8th. Danny and Gray in the 42, starting 9th. Bob B in the 69, starting 10th. Hammer Time, starting 11th. In the 55, Trouble, a playoff driver, starting 12th. In the 64, Philip Reynolds, a playoff driver. And our last playoff driver, starting 13th, Glenn B in the 23, starting 14th in the 14 cars. Darla, starting 15th in the 97 is Reynolds Sarah type. Starting 16th is Martz in the 21, starting 17th, STR, and the 25, starting 18th. H. Hess in the 88, starting 19th. Matt in the 59, starting 20th. Zoom in the 4, starting 21st. Sean D in the 33, start 22nd. MP Fox in the 12, starting 23rd. Fanomatic in the 19, starting 24th. 17 of Demo, starting 25th. D. Scott Howard in the 13, starting 26th is JB in the 79, starting 27th. P-Jet in the 44, starting 28th is G-Puck, our defending champ. His last race as the champ in the 22, starting 29th. Tim in the 26. Yeah, exactly, Tim. That's where I got it. Yeah. Yep. When they're sitting around the table talking about going to the front, he says, I like to be in the rear with the gear. Yeah. Starting 30th, Michael P in the 73. Starting 31st, Alan Shaw in the 11. Starting 32nd, Candy in the 68. Starting 33rd, Michael B in the 1. Starting 34th, Elvis in the 00. Starting 35th, Carter in the 55. Starting 36th, Jim Cutter in the 68. Starting 37th is Glenn B. P rather in the 4. How's it going, Hunter? Starting 38th is Ken in the 92. Starting 39th is Keith in the 17. Starting 40th is Parks in the 88. Starting 41st is Double D in the 2. Starting 42nd is Bobby in the 4 and the 20. And shotgun and last in the 9 is Fast Eddie. And here we go to the green flag to start this championship race. 25 turns, folks, 250 miles to determine who's going to win this championship, season 8. Ward takes us to the green flag, and we got a bottom group of a rare problem. That's how this race is going to start. Let's see what kind of rare problem in the bottom group. We got a Surge, and he will become the leader. So let's see who surges to the lead here. How about this? 22 In the bottom group is driver 4. Fan-O-Matic goes from 23rd up to the lead. Everybody else drops back. Darn, what a move early on in this race. Fan-O-Matic has that car running. Will it stay up front? Sure. Okay. We go to turn number 2 with a new leader here. Roger Ward unable to hold off Fan-O-Matic. 23rd up to first. Awesome. Okay. Turn number 2. And we got a top group of heat. Heat in the top group. Let's see who has the heat. Dez has the heat. Fan-O-Matic doesn't. Takes a 3 to beat him. And let's roll the right dice. It might help. Not with a 6, he won't. Next up is Frank. Not with a 6. And last one with a shot here is OG. And a 1-4. Yes, a lot of passing going on here at Miami. Nobody can hold the lead. We go to turn number 3 with our third different leader, OG. Here we go. This time it's going to be a top group of smart. Who's smart up here? Well, Frank's smart. Can he get the job done? And so's Devin OG. Takes a 4 to beat him. A 6-3, no. Paul smart. He's trying to get out of the bottom 5. And a 1-2 can't get her done. Can't get the lead this time. Fan-O-Matic smart. And a 3-1, no. And last one's Roger Ward trying to get that lead back. And a 4-6, no. On to turn number 4. Laps are counting down right now. Chris is your champ. And we got a top group of skill. Who's got the skill? Keith Avalon's got skill. Not with a 5. He's not got enough skill. How about Frank in that 0-0? 5-2, no. Fan-O-Matic went from 23rd to the lead, trying to get back up there with a 3-6. Fan-O-Matic retakes the lead here on turn number 4. Car's running good. And Roger Ward trying to get the lead back. Was the pole sitter. Not with a 4, he's not. On to turn number 5. And we got another top group of smart. First smart driver's Frank going after Fan-O-Matic. Takes a 4 to beat Fan-O-Matic. Not with a 6, he's not. How about Paul? Can he get that 55 car up there? And 2-1, no. Devin OG smart. A 1-1 is not happening. Roger Ward, he's had some opportunities. Can he get her done this time? No, he can't. On to turn number 6. Counting them down quick. Again, Chris right now has got the lead. We got a star quality in the middle group and a problem. These playoff drivers are all in the middle group. Let's see what happens. First star is Hess at 88. A 255. He gets Keith, goes from 19th up to 6th. Steve R's got the star quality. Can he get out of this middle group? Not with a 6, he can't. And Trouble's a star. Can she get up front here and take over the points lead? With a 3-5-3, she sure does. Goes from 12th up to 6th. And right now, Trouble will be your champion. Her first year in Division 1. Last year she was in Division 2. And the last car with star is Chris. Can Chris move on up and retake this lead, the championship? A 3-6-1. No, Dez holds him off. We go to the pit stops here. First pit stop of the race. We got a middle group 1 and 4 switch spots. Let's see if any of these drivers back here in the middle group can get a chip. We got 3 playoff drivers back here. Hey, how's it going, Keith? Here we go. First up is a playoff driver. We got Glenn B. Needs a 5 to get a chip. That crew comes through for Glenn B. He needed that. Dartle needs a 4. No. Bob B needs a 6. He gets a chip. Hammer Time needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Hess needs a 6. Doesn't get it. Can that 64 car playoff driver, Philip Reynolds, he needs a 5. They can't get her done. Chris. And that 76 needs a 5. Can they get it done? No. The only playoff driver with a chip is Glenn B. How about Danny and Gray needs a 6? Gets it done. Sarah Reynolds needs a 4. Can she get it done? Sure can. Yours truly, Dwayne March, needs a 3. Not happening. Steve R needs a 6. He gets it done with double 3s. Last one is Keith needs a 6. And he gets it. So a few guys back here gets chips, but only one playoff driver. The other 2 don't. Right now, Trouble being in 6th place is going to be your champ, and nothing changes here. Alrighty, let's see if anybody can beat Phantomatic out of the pits here. 6-1, Dez gets the lead. Goes from 7th up there on turn number 7. Nice job by his pit crew. We go to turn number 8. And we got a bottom group of Trouble. They're wrecking in the back. No playoff drivers are back there. First up is going to be Matt. Needs a 10 to escape. Is there any modifiers? +1 to repair. That's a good thing. But Matt does wreck. 59 car hits the wall. Zoom, was she caught up in this mess? A 7. No, she escapes. How about Sean D? He needs a 7. And he doesn't escape. Sean D finds the wreck. Next up is MP Fox. A 7. MP Fox makes it through. Demos needs a 5. He doesn't make it through. That's 2 caution flags. And Mr. Howard needs a 10. And he makes it through. How about JB needing a 5? No, JB's involved in this wreck. How about P-Jet needs a 7? Gets her done. He escapes. Our reigning champ needs a 5 to keep staying in this race without wrecking. He doesn't. That's what kind of year G-Puck's had. Not been a championship run, that's for sure. Tim needs a 7. He makes it through. Michael P needs a 5. He doesn't. He's involved in the wreck. Alan Shaw needs an 8. He makes it through. How about Candy back here needs a 7? She doesn't make it through with double 5s. They're getting collected. Michael B. Does he make it through? Yes, he does, just barely. How about Elvis? Elvis has not left the bottom group. He's still running. Carter needs an 8. He gets her done. How about GEMCUTTER? He needs an 8. He gets it done. How about Glenn P needing the 7? Gets her done. These cars are far enough back they're able to avoid it. How about Ken with an 8? He barely makes it through. And we got Keith White back here. He needs a 7. And Keith barely makes it through. How about Mr. Parks with a 5 makes it through? How about Double D? Not with that 10, he's not making it through. First car in a while to wreck. Bobby in the 20 car with a 5. I think she barely makes it through with a 6. Good job by that 20 car. And last but not least, Fast Eddie gets a 5 and makes it through. So we got what, 3, 6, 7, 8 cars. And it's still early in the race. So it'll take a 10 to stay in the race. Let's see if Double D can stay in the race. Yes, he does. How about Candy? Yes, she does. 41 cars, 73 cars up. And Michael P makes it through. Get that car back out there. How about the reigning champ? They get that car back out there. JB Gorman. He isn't. JB in that 79 will be the first car out of the race. Unable to get that car repaired. That'll be the end of the day for him. How about Demos? Demos joins him. He'll finish 42nd in that 17 car. 2 cars are now out of the race. Sean D, can they get that 33 car fixed? Just barely does. Just barely gets that car fixed. Last one's Matt. And he's back in the race. So only 2 cars are out of the race in this wreck. Everybody else is able to get them fixed. Takes us to turn number 11 here at Homestead. And we got a top group of control right now. Trouble is your champ. If she can hold on here. Phantomatic with a shot at getting the lead again. With a 242, she's not getting it. He's not getting it. Here comes Trouble in that 55. A 2-6. How about that? Trouble says the way to guarantee you the championship is to get the lead, and she does here on turn number 11. 55 car is out front, causing the trouble for everybody else trying to win this championship. Here comes Paul Govier. Takes a 4 to beat her. 5-1 ain't getting it done, and that's it for turn number 11. Here we go, turn 12. And we got our first pedal to the metal. And it'll be the 28 car. Troy Carter starting this train. Let's see if anybody joins him. GEMCUTTER's up first. Yes, he does. How about Glenn P? Yes. How about Ken Castro? Yes. How about Keith White? Yes. How about Parks? Yes. How about Bobby? Yes. How about Fast Eddie? No, it stops there. It's a 7-man gang going after Elvis. Elvis can't hold him off. Michael B in the 1. He holds him off. They only pick up 1 spot, but it drops Elvis back. He dropped like a rock with all 7 of them passing him. Alrighty. We get to the halfway point. Cross flags are out. Turn number 13 of this 25 turn race. And we got a middle group of Rare Problem. Rare Problem in the middle group this time. And it is a 1-1 on surge from the middle group. who's going to get the lead here. 14 car in the middle group, 1 even. And that is Glenn B. Takes over the lead with a chip. And right now, Glenn B. will be your champ. How about that? Surges up through there. Knocks Trouble out of the lead back to second with a chip here on turn number 13. Lucky number 13 for the 23 car. Awesome race so far, folks. They're going at it. All righty, we go to turn number 14. Your new leader and new points leader, Glenn B. We got a bottom group of Smart and a Problem. First, we'll do Smart. First up is Double D back here. A 1-3-1. And Steve R has to use his chip to hold him off. Next up is Candy in that 68 car. Not going nowhere with a 4. How about Mr. Michael P? A 1-4-2. And gets hammer time. Goes from 39th up to 15th. Good job by Mike. Next up is Sean D. How smart is he? Not smart enough. How about Matt? A 3-4-2. And Keith's going to have to use his chip to hold him off. Okay, next smart guy is Keith White. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? Yeah, the lead and the championship right now, Glenn. Here comes Keith White. Can he get out of this bottom group? No, he can't. Alan Shaw in that 11 car trying to get out of the rear with the gear with a 3-4-5. Gets Michael P. Goes from 25th up to 15th. Tim trying to get out of the bottom group. Can he do it? Not with a 1-1-2, I don't think, but we'll check. He does get Phantomatic. How about that, folks? No, he don't. He's going after Bob B. Bob B has to use his chip to hold Tim off. It was an odd number. And that's it for Smart. Now, who has the problem back here in the bottom group? 21 in the bottom group has the problem. And that'll be the 4th driver. That's P-Jet. What kind of problems P-Jet have? 54. He's got a bump from the side. He'll have to roll for repair. We are in the middle part of the race. Takes a 6 to stay in the race. He stays in the race with Snake Eyes, but he'll drop back to 41st. Yeah, I bet, Glenn. That would be nice for you if that's who keeps getting it, huh? All righty, folks. On to turn 15, 100 miles to go here. Right now, you got Glenn B in the lead. Trouble right behind him. And we got a top group of Reflex. Glenn B does have Reflex. It'll take a 4 to beat him plus a chip. First up is Roger Ward, the pole sitter. A 6-2 holds him off. How about Paul Gavier in that 55? A 3-4. Glenn will have to use his chip. Holds him off. And that's it for Reflex here in the top group. Turn 16. We got a middle group of Control. Who's got Control back here? First up is Philip Reynolds trying to get up there and battle for the lead. TV driver, playoff driver. Not with a 4, he's not. How about Alan Shaw? Can he get up there? Not with a 6, he can't. Darling, that 14 car. A 1-3-3 gets Devin OG, goes from 14th up to 4th. Good job by Darla. How about Keith Avalon in that 1 car? A 3-5-5 gets Roger Ward. The pole sitter goes from 13th up to 6th, knocking Ward out of the top 10. Here comes Sarah Reynolds with a chip. A 1-2-3 gets Frank Wainscott and doesn't need to use the chip. She's looking good here, getting close to the end of this race. How about Bob B with control? Not with a 6. The last one's Fan-O-Matic. A 2-2-6. Sarah Reynolds has to use the chip to hold him off. And here comes the money stop, the last and final pit stop of the race. It'll be the top group, 2 and 6 switch. And everybody will just go back 1 spot here in the bottom group and get Danny and Gray back up there with the chip. Alrighty, let's see if the playoff drivers can get a chip up here in the top group. First up is Glenn B. Needs a 5 to get a chip. His pit crew comes through. Good job. Second time with Snake Eyes. Trouble cannot get a chip. That might cost her this championship. Dez needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Darla needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Paul needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Keith needs a 6. Does get it. And last but not least, Sarah Reynolds needs a 4 and doesn't get it. So only 2 cars, their team comes through on the money stop. That's Glenn B. and Keith Avalon. We go to turn number 18. 7 turns to go, people. Turn 18. Here we go. We got a middle group of Smart and a Problem. Oh, first we got to see if anybody can beat Glenn out of the pits here. 4-6 ain't happening. And let's see here. First one up with Smart. Who's Smart back here? First up is Frank. 2-2-2. Frank's got a problem. What kind of problems Frank have? A 65. Black flag. Smoke's rolling out of that hood. Needs to roll for repair. We're in the last third of the race. It'll take 3 for him to stay in the race. No. Frank and that 00 will be the 3rd car out of the race. He'll finish 41st. Who else is smart back here? Philip Reynolds is smart. He needs to get up front here. Not with a 4-1, he's not. How about Hess? Is he smart? Not with a 5. How about Alan Shaw? A 1-2-4. He's smart. Knocks Trouble back from 3rd back to 16th. Glenn B likes that, not having anybody in the top group as a playoff driver. How about Devin OG? A 1-6-3 gets 7th away from Sarah Reynolds, goes from 15th up to 7th. Roger Ward smart. A 1-2-4 gets Alan Shaw. Alan doesn't stay up there long, drops back to 14th. Ward, our pole sitter, back up there. Dwayne March, yours truly. Can I get up there? With a 1-3-5, I get Dez and go from 12th up to 4th. Good driving by that 21 car. And Phanomatic smarting at 19 with a 114. And he'll make Keith burn his chip. Glenn B likes that. Here comes Danny and Gray with a chip and smart. With a 142. And Darla holds him off, but he'll use the chip. Danny and Gray takes over 5th. As we go to turn number 19. And we got a bottom group. Oh, that's right. We had a problem, didn't we, in that middle group? Let's see who had the problem. Be the 52. And that's 5 even. Oh, we didn't move anybody up. So let's see here. Zoom moves up. And the 52, who is that? That's the 5 even. That's Trouble. Trouble goes from being 3rd back to 16th and now has a problem. What kind of problems poor Trouble have? 46. She smacks the wall. That's why she dropped like a rock. Has to roll for repair. And again, it'll take a 3 for Trouble to stay in this race. She doesn't get it. Trouble will not be your champ. She will finish 4th in the points. First playoff driver out of the race. Finishes 40th. See who moves up back here. Can MP move up? Yes, he can. Leaves us with 39 cars running right now. Glenn B in the lead would be your champ, folks. He's led ever since turn 13. Putting on quite a show he is. Alrighty, we got a bottom group of Smart. Who's Smart back here? First Smart driver is Double D. And the Deuce. Not with a 4, he's not. Candy's Smart, she says. Not with a 6, she's not. Hammer Time, putting it down. Not with a. How about Sean D in that 33 car? Not with a 6. Matched with a Smart Quality. With a 134. And get Steve R. Goes from 33rd up to 13th. Nice driving by Matt. How about Keith White? Can he get out of the bottom group? A 3-4-1. And Sarah holds him off. Michael P, he's smart. Oh, 666s. Michael P's got a problem. Uh-oh, what kind of problem does he have, folks? 62. He's got a clutch problem. Takes a 3 to stay in the race. That ain't happening with box cars. That 73 car finished 39th. Not the day he won it. And the last driver back here, Smart's Tim. Let's see if Tim can get out of here. And Tim with a 116. And he gets MP Fox, moves up to 19th. Everybody in the back group moves up. Only 38 cars still running here at Miami. Your leader, Glenn B. And that 23 car would be your points champion, season 8. Keith 2nd, Keith Avalon, Ward's 3rd, Mart's 4th, Danny and Gray 5th, Paul 6th, OG 7th, Darla 8th, Phanomatic 9th, and rounding out your top 10 is Bob B as we go to turn 20. We got a bottom group of heat and a problem. First up is heat. P-Jet has the heat. A 2-3-5. And gets Dez and goes from 38th up to 12th. Good driving by P-Jet. Sean D's going to bring some heat. Not with a 5, though. How about Steve R's? He got some heat in that car. Get the job done. A 2-3-1. And P-Jet holds him off. Here comes Fast Eddie. Started this race 43rd. Staying in 31st for now, though. Elvis is trying to lead this bottom group with a 2-5-4. Elvis has left the bottom group and goes from 30th up to 16th. Whole lot of shaking going on there, he said. Here comes Parks. That 88, not going nowhere. How about Glenn P in the 4 car? That was a 5. Troy Carter, first time we talked about Troy today, with a 2-3-4. And he gets P-Jet and goes from 23rd up to 12th. Good driving by that 55 car. Last car with heat is Fox. All triple threes. He's got a problem. What kind of problems MP have? A 55. That's an odd problem. And a 66. Driver becomes ill and can't finish the race. Poor MP Fox got all off season to get better, though. He'll finish 38th. Everybody moves up, and we got another problem since we rolled doubles back here in this bottom group. Who else has a problem? MP Fox doesn't have anybody to take over their car. He'll park it. And 44. He's the 44 car in the bottom group. That's the 11th place car in the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's Mr. Fast Eddie. He's got a 64. He's got an engine problem. Takes a 3 to stay in it. Doesn't get it. The 9 car will finish 37th. Leaves us with 36 cars still running here, folks. Glenn B, playoff driver in the lead, would be your champ. Keith is running second. Avalon, third. Ward, fourth. Martz, fifth. Danny and Grace, sixth. Paul, seventh. OG, eighth. Darla, ninth. Phantomatic, and rounding out your top 10 is Bob B. 50 miles to go here, folks. 5 turns. Here we go. Turn 21. We got a top group of smart. Who's got the smart quality? Devin OG smart. So's Glenn B. It takes a 4 to beat him. 3-2 ain't happening. Paul Govier coming after Glenn. 5-2 ain't happening. Danny and Gray in that 42 car. 3-5. Glenn will have to use his chip to hold him off. Yours truly trying to get the lead here with a 1-6. How about that? Martz takes over the lead. Knocks Glenn B back to 4th. Here on turn number 21. Glenn had dominated the middle part of this race. On turn 21, the 21 car gets the lead. Could the numbers be in my favor here? Last car was being smart as Ward. It takes a 4 to beat me. 3-1 ain't happening. We go to turn number 22. And we got a middle group of control. Who's got control? First up is Philip Reynolds. Can he get out of this middle group and put pressure on Glenn B? Not with a 4, he can't. Elvis is trying to leave the middle group. And a 115. He gets Keith, goes from 16th up to 2nd. How about Elvis? Man, moving that car all over the place. Sarah Reynolds trying to get up front here with a 142. And gets Danny and Gray, goes from 15th up to 5th. How about Alan Shaw? Can he get out of 14th here? Not with a 5, he can't. Here comes Troy Carter. Not with a 6, he's not. Bob B trying to get up to the top. Not with a 6. How about Fan-O-Matic in that 19 car? Had the lead for a while. A 322 gets Ward. Our pole sitter goes from 9th up to 3rd. That's the 2nd time he's passed Ward. He got the lead from Ward. Last car with control is Darla. Not with a 6. 3 turns to go, folks. Glenn B holding on to 4th place and the points lead. Dwayne Martz is in the lead of the race. We got a top group of control. Paul Govier's got control and only takes a 3 to beat me. A 2-5, that 55 car trying to get out of the bottom 5, wants to win this race. Takes over the lead here on turn 23. How about that, Paul? First good run of the year for him. Sarah Reynolds has got control. It takes a 4 to beat Paul. Not with that 6. Glenn B trying to get back up on that lead and wants to win the race and the championship. A 2-1 ain't happening. How about Fan-O-Matic? A 5-1, no. Last one's Elvis. Elvis trying to get the lead. Well, not with a 4-2. 2 turns to go, folks. 2 turns here at Miami. Glenn B holding on the 4th and the championship. Paul Govier trying to win the race. Hopefully get out of the bottom 5 and not have to go to YRL Division 2. We got a pedal to the metal, folks. And it will be the 35th place car. 18 and a 17 sure is. Let's see if Dez joins him. No, it's a one-man gang going after Candy. Gets her. Going after Hammer Time. Gets him. Going after G-Puck. Gets him. Going after Sean D. Gets him. Going after Steve R. Gets him. Going after Hess. Gets him. Going after Bobby. He's flying, folks. Gets her. Going after Parks. Gets him. Going after Keith White. And Keith puts a stop to it. But look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. Double D passes 8 cars, folks. On the next to last turn. Nice driving by Double D. And here we are, folks. White flag is out. White flag is out, folks. Let's see what happens. Paul Govier's in the lead. Glenn B's 4th with your championship. It's going to be a middle group. So we got 2 playoff drivers in the middle group. Do they have the control factor? Chris doesn't, but Philip Reynolds does. If he gets passes Glenn, Fan-O-Matic, or Elvis, he could win this championship. First up is Philip Reynolds. Here's the championship in hand for Philip. Can he get the job done? He's going after 2nd place, but with a 5, he don't get it done. Doesn't get it done, and since well, Chris could still win this championship if somebody can pass Glenn B behind him. Here comes Keith Avalon with a 164. He gets 7th, goes from 16th up to 7th here on the last turn. Alan Shaw going after the top group. And not with a 5, he's not going nowhere. The last car, Troy Carter, if he gets a 3 here on the white dice, Chris Delaware would love him if he can knock Glenn B back to 12th. Otherwise, looks like Glenn B is going to be your champion. And 4-4, not happening. So Glenn B will be your champion. Here comes Bob B with a 1-2-1. He ain't going to get the job done. And the last car is Darla with a 2-6-5, gets 7th place. Your winner of the race is Paul Govier, folks. Paul Govier in the 55 car wins the race. But your season 8 champion, Glenn B in the 23 car. Congratulations, Glenn, who's in the chat here. He is your season 8 champion. Give him credit. He was up front from lap 13 to 21. Did a great job. Paul Govier may have knocked himself out of the bottom 5 and stayed in Yrl Division 1 with this win. We'll have to go over the points after this race. Congratulations, Glenn B. Oh, thank you, Glenn. I appreciate it, bud. Like I say, congratulations, buddy. Paul Govier finishes first. Elvis finishes second, his best finish of the year. And Elvis has left the racetrack, fans. Fan-O-Matic in that 19 car finishes third. And like I say, your champion, Glenn P. We'll put him up here, folks, so you can see him. Glenn P. finishes fourth in that 23 car and is your champ. Congratulations to Glenn B. Sarah Reynolds in that 97 car finishes fifth. Dwayne March, yours truly, had the lead for a while. Finishes in the top 10. Finishes sixth. Darla makes it up into the top group on the last turn. Finishes seventh. Keith Avalon finishes eighth. Roger Ward, pole sitter, finishes ninth. Stays in the top 10. And rounding out the top 10 in that 69 is Bob B. And finishing second in the points, previous winner, I think he won season 1, is Chris. In that 70 and 76 car, Troy Carter makes it up to 12th. Good race by Troy Carter. And Matt finishes 13th in that 59 car. Alan Shaw was pretty close to being knocked out. I don't know if this 4th place finish will keep him in Division 1 or not. We'll have to add up the points there. Like I say, I'll put the Glenn B as the champion in the description and in the comments. Same thing with who drops out of the top division. I'll put their names in the description and in the comments. Danny and Gray finishes 15th. Thanks, Keith. I thought so too. Great race, I thought. Finishing 16th is the 28 of OG. Philip Reynolds will finish third in the championship after a 17th place finish. Could never really get up there and contend with them. The heartbreak is Trouble. Old Trouble had the lead and lost it to Glenn B. And then ends up falling out of the race. And Zoom in the 4 car finishes 18th. Tim in that 26 car finishes 19th. Howard in the 13 finishes 20th. Michael B finishes 21st in the 1. P-Jet in the 44 finishes 22nd. Jim Cutter in the 68 finishes 23rd. Glenn P in the 4 car finishes 24th. Ken Castro in the 92 finishes 25th. Keith White in the 17 finishes 26th. Double D with that nice passing going on with that pedal to the metal on the next to last turn. Turn 24 finishes 27th. Passed 8 cars. How about that? Finishing 28th, and 88 is Parks. Finishing 29th, and the 20 is Bobby. The 88 of Hess, he'll finish 30th. Steve R in that 25 finishes 31st. Sean D in the 33 finishes 32nd. And your reigning champ finishes a disappointing 33rd in that 22 car. Hammer Time in the 34 finishes 34th. And Candy in the 68 finishes 35th. And the 96 of Dez, he finishes 36th. I want to thank Keith. Glenn B was in the house for coming here, and Tim, Hunter, Philip Reynolds for stopping by here at Miami. I want to thank everybody that's tuned into the YRL this year for season 8. It's been fun bringing it to you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have playing it. And like I say, congratulations to Glenn B, our champ. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. Hit that bell for reminders of what's coming up on the channel. And on your way out of Miami Homestead racetrack, hit that like button. Tell me what you thought of this race and what you thought about this great season 8. Until next time, y'all have a great evening, and y'all take care.